One, third time's a charm. I keep going over time as I record this, so I'm going to try and speed it up but not miss anything. This week for the presentation, I decided to use the jPlayer plugin. Um, it plays audio and video files, so you can add media to your sites. I decided to go with that because I think it's really important to utilize media. A lot of times people just use it because it's fun, or, maybe just put a quick smile on someone's face with a cute video or a happy little song, something like that. But I like to think of it more as using it to grab someone's attention about something and use it to urge your site users into a call to action or something like that. I think that it can be really helpful there. I'll go ahead and pull up my reveal presentation. jPlayer is an HTML5 audio and video player. What is jPlayer? jPlayer is a free and open source jQuery plugin written in JavaScript. It's really simple. I really enjoyed it. What does jPlayer do? jPlayer allows you to rapidly weave cross-platform audio and video into web pages. And why should you choose jPlayer over all of the other media players that you could look into? Personally, what I like most about it is that jPlayer provides a comprehensive API allowing you to easily create personalized media solutions. The customization options are endless with this player. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example of jPlayer. I created this page, just a little separately, make it stand out from the presentation. You can see here, I'm going to go ahead and play it while I talk over it. Hope that doesn't bother anyone. So it starts playing the music. Up here, I'll go over these in the code as well, but there's a mute button. There is a max volume button. You can pause the song and pick up right back where you started. Obviously you can stop the song. I won't do that until the end though, just to show you that it does work. There's a bar here where you can go through and you can kind of, pick a different spot of the song, speed up, go backwards, whatever you want to do. There's a timer here showing you how far you are into the song and how much is left, the duration of the song. There's a repeat button so that we'll just play on a loop. And then I put a little title section down here so you could see the name of the song and the artist who performed it. And then, like I said, yep, the stop button does work. So back to the presentation, I want to go into the jPlayer code a little bit. There's some code that's required to go in your head tag. You're going to need jQuery, and you're going to need this jQuery.jplayer.min.js file, which you can get when you download jPlayer. There is also CDN hosting for those as well if you'd rather do it that way. I prefer to keep them local. And then these two CSS style sheets here. This one is for the actual player itself, the top one. And the second one is for all of the background on that purple page that I created. Just wanted to style it to look like the player. I did use one of their themes called Pink Flag, but you can completely customize this yourself. Inside of the head also, you're going to need this script to run. You see our ready function here, our player. And then once it's ready, jPlayer is going to set the media. There's this line here. It's the title section I told you about. Here is my M4A and my OGG file. And those both need to be included. That way your browser can choose what works for it. Here's just a few of those API customizations I told you about. Almost all of them are Booleans, so it's just going to be true or false, but there's some really fun things you can do in there, and I'll show you more of that in the API. And then, of course, you need to end your script. And then within the body, the first thing I did, which you'll see in my code, is I created a container for the player itself. I did that basically for styling purposes, which I know we're not supposed to do, but it was simple. The first thing it starts off with here is the controls themselves. You can see with these buttons, Here you've got the mute and the max volume. Here's that volume bar where you can go somewhere in the middle. Here are the controllers, those two buttons, the stop and the play. The seek bar, or that progress bar where you can skip around on the song. These top two lines show the timer, the current time it's been playing and how much is left. There's the repeat button. And here's just some fallback content. You know, if your browser or your Flash plugin are not up to date, it's going to tell you need to update those and where to do so with the Flash plugin. And then if you want more information on jPlayer, we can go ahead and head over to jPlayer.org. Right on here on the front page, you can download it as a zip file. Take the same thing on this download page. It's available on GitHub as well. They have some basic demos included. They have a great quick start guide if you've never used it before that helps you, shows you where to insert things properly in your code and tells you where to get the files you need. There's a Swift file also that I didn't mention yet that's included that has to be present for jPlayer to work. But I'll go over some more in my code. Here is the API that we talked about. As you can see, it contains a lot of information. These constructors are where you can really get into customizing. I won't go into these too much because I honestly didn't play with them that much. I kept my player pretty simple because I just wanted to show what it does today, really. There's a neat thing on the home page here where you can go in and you can play around with it live and you can see what it's going to do. That's kind of fun. JS fiddles are always neat to play with. And also here on the front page, it lets you know what platforms and browsers are supported, which is helpful, and what media is supported, which is nice as well. So let me pull up my code. I'll go over my files here real quick. I have an audio folder, which includes the M4A and the OGG file. This CSS folder shouldn't be here. I forgot to get rid of that. The JS folder includes jQuery, the jQuery jPlayer, and then that Swift file that I mentioned, which, you know, of course doesn't look like anything. And then the skin folder here where I went in and I used their pink flag CSS. This is my style sheet for the background that I mentioned. And then there's a couple of images that go along with the player itself that need to be included. And then the main index file here starts off, you know, you can see at the top here, starts off like most general web pages do. Inside the head tag, I've got my title, the CSS for the player, and the CSS for my page, jQuery, and the jQuery jPlayer. Here's that script that needs to run that we talked about, and all the customization that I chose to use, which are just the basic ones that they include. But like I showed you, there's many, many more. And the script tag and the head tag and begin the body. Inside there, I started off with a heading, just telling what jPlayer is, or what I was going to be showing you guys. Here's the container I started to hold the player. We already kind of went through these in the code, so I won't spend too much time on them. But you can see all the, when you start getting down here, all the interface controls, and the volume bar, the buttons, the timer, the repeat, and then the fallback content. So that's jPlayer, really. I enjoyed working with it. I thought it was fun and really easy to implement. Again, the customization's unbelievable. I think I want to spend some more time playing with that just because. So yeah, I guess that's about it for jPlayer. Thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to watching your videos.